I'm not leaving my kids with my husband after he's not had them for 6 months. There's no way they would
on
not,
a ship
on a
with
ship.
no railings on the side.
I'm like, you would,
aircraft carrier.
I'm like, you would not keep them in their floaty the whole time. I know you wouldn't.
No.
So Lauren and I were talking about like when you're home at night, either the husband is deployed or he's TDY or he's just asleep.
Or pretended to sleep.
Or I took Ambien. I'm on crew rest. So you're at home solo.
You're feeling lonely.
Are you feeling lonely?
Sad.
Or you're like, I need to connect with
Right.
something right now. So
Right.
what are you Googling, right? We call it the Google machine at my house. Homecomings. And I don't mean like Texas football homecomings.
No. Like military.
Military homecomings, yeah.
Oh, they get me every time. I just watched one the other day. Actually put it on our Facebook page.
I was a little boy.
Oh yeah, and he was so sad when he read the note from his dad.
I know,
He
he's
couldn't
just
be
like,
home, and then he saw his dad, and
I was like, why do you keep wrapping all these presents, Dad?
Yeah.
Why's everything? It's just a note.
yeah. And then he saw his dad. He's crying. Like I cry every time. Like
Yeah.
I'm a crier. Like I cry when the national anthem is played.
Oh, I do too.
Oh, such a baby.
You want all the feels.
You want
all the feels. Also, people Google like current things that are going on.
Yeah.
Wherever the undisclosed location where they are deployed.
Yeah. And that can be dangerous sometimes because sometimes you Google it, like what's going on, or you put on like a Google alert for like what's going on in that country. You start to think things, and even though you know like it's not, there's no possible way it's him, like you still get in your mind like, what if this happened, and like why is that why I haven't heard from him in 18 hours, and like. You know, like I do this all the time when I'm falling asleep. I start to think about these unrealistic situations that could happen. Like I've thought before, when you're walking out of Target and I've got all 3 kids with me, if somebody tries to take one of them, what do I do? Do I go after the one? What if they're trying to take the one so they can get to the other 2? Like,
Wow, I used to think about how could I jump from pew to pew in church. Like if I stood on top of one of them, how many seconds would it take?
like as an adult, you think?
I still think of that, yeah, because I'm like, my legs are way longer now, so I bet I could jump 2 pews. She worries about her children. I'm pew hopping over here. Other things that we might look up on the Google machine, homecoming signs.
Yeah, because you like to get I like to get ideas, or when they're
Yeah.
and the funny signs, like some of them are really funny, or like, hey, I just met you and I'm your baby.
Oh,
So-
my friend said one that said, hey, let's do it. Other things we Google,
Channing
Channing Tatum.
And he's single now. You're welcome, everyone.
You're welcome. All right, what about like dogs seeing their owners for the
Oh,
first
I
time?
love those
now,
too.
let me tell you, this woman's dog has a special connection with her husband that's
Super obsessed with him.
Like if I was to walk near her husband, like within 10 feet of him, Pendleton's like, yeah. So I can imagine what it would be like if James was gone.
Oh,
and
she peed all over our floor.
Oh, she did.
Yeah.
So other things like homecoming
Yeah.
with kids, surprise
Oh, yeah.
homecomings. Like I like the ones where it's moms and dads.
How do they do that? How do you have no idea that the rest of the unit is coming home?
I don't know. We've only done deployments where it's like the whole squadron goes. I think some people don't go like that. So I think that's how
They can manage it.
It
Is
man-
that just,
it manages.
Like when James was on the Mew, the big ship, they got to Hawaii, and I guess at that point, they had an option to fly home, or they could take the ship from Hawaii back to California.
Mm-hmm.
So he flew home, but obviously I knew because I picked him up at the airport. But I guess you could do it that way. Like you say, oh, I'm going to be on the ship, and I'm going to get home 5 days later.
But really-
But really you're flying home.
And if you were wise, you would just fly home and then show up at the ship and have 5 days solo.
Yeah.
No, I didn't just say that out loud. No one pay attention to that.
Because you can. They're called Tiger Cruises, where the kids can go on the ship for that last leg from Hawaii to California.
That's so rad.
But spouses are not allowed because there's going to be too much
Oh.
banking going on. Yeah, so kids are allowed, but spouses are not.
I'm not leaving my kids with my husband after he's not had them for 6 months. There's no way they would
On
not.
a ship
on a
with
ship.
no railings on the side?
I'm like, you would,
aircraft carrier?
I'm like, you would not keep them in their floaty the whole time. I know you wouldn't.
No.
A lot of times people look up super rad
Badass videos. yeah.
combat videos.
That's every video I've ever watched for the Marine Corps is have you ever heard that?
Well, and ours is like the bodies hit the floor. I told Lauren I showed up at what's called Red Carpet Day with my husband whenever he was still my boyfriend. It's like they roll out the red carpet for families and you go up in the jet, you do the simulator, all this stuff. And then they take you into this big auditorium with this massive screen, and all of a sudden you just see this huge B-1 fly across the screen and drop all of these
Stuff.
bombs and blows everything up, and you hear like the bodies hit the floor. And you're just, I was like, oh my.
But the guys are always they're so pumped up.
Yeah, they're so jazzed with it.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's lots of things that you Google. One thing you should definitely Google is us. I mean, we're kind of a big deal.
Kind of a big deal. And we're kind of funny. So when you're like sad and like lonely, you can watch us and be like, God, I totally relate to these chicks and I kind of want to be friends with them.
Yeah, put your time to good use. Check us out and let us know what you Google.